Everything you're about to see is purely fictional, a concept imagined for the battlefields of tomorrow, not a representation of real technology. In a world where terrain collapses, cities fracture, and mobility becomes a weapon of its own, a new kind of unit emerges above the chaos. They don't break through walls, they rise over them. They don't outrun danger, they outmaneuver it. This is the dawn of the tactical hoverboard unit, a force designed not for power, but for presence. Fast, silent, everywhere at once. Welcome to the Skybreak division. In the shifting landscape of future conflict, mobility becomes more than a tactical advantage. It becomes a survival instinct. Traditional ground vehicles struggle with collapsed highways, fractured rooftops, unstable rubble, and narrow vertical corridors carved by destruction. Infantry movement slows to a crawl. Drones can scout, but they cannot always maneuver with the precision or intuition of a human operator. Somewhere between these limitations, a new idea emerged. A soldier who could step above the chaos rather than fight through it. The tactical hoverboard unit was born from that imagination, a speculative force designed to redefine battlefield movement. They are not meant to overpower, overwhelm, or replace existing units. Their purpose is simpler, yet far more transformative. Reach where no one else can reach, and do it faster than anyone expects. Instead of relying on heavy machinery, the hoverboard offers a lightweight, agile platform that responds directly to the operator's stance and micro adjustments. It moves with subtle downward thrust, allowing soldiers to cross broken rooftops, drift between collapsed structures, and transition seamlessly from street level to high vantage points. Its value is not in combat, but in presence, the ability to be above, ahead, or away in seconds. Skybreak operators often become the first to witness shifting front lines, the first to map unknown terrain, and the first to provide real-time situational awareness to ground units. They are not frontline attackers. They are the eyes of a ruined world, moving too quickly and too unpredictably for chaos to catch. The rise of the Skybreak division marks a quiet revolution in mobility, one built not on power, but precision. The tactical hoverboard is not a weapon, nor is it a piece of futuristic fantasy. It is imagined as a compact mobility platform engineered around one principle: give the operator control over every inch of three-dimensional space. Instead of lifting a soldier high into the air, the board stays close to the ground and structures, where precision matters more than altitude. Its design begins with a flat, reinforced composite surface, lightweight enough for rapid movement, rigid enough to withstand debris and impact shock. Beneath it, a system of micro-thrust channels redirects downward airflow in real time, adjusting balance the moment the operator shifts weight. There are no glowing engines or unrealistic visual effects. The board behaves more like a directional jet plate than a magical device. Mounted along the sides are stabilization fins, each capable of subtle angle changes to counter crosswinds, sudden drops, and uneven terrain. These fins are the reason a Skybreak operator can glide along a shattered roofline without falling into the chaos below. Small vibration-dampening pads on the upper surface allow the rider to maintain foot stability even while navigating rubble or transitioning between levels. Sensors embedded in the frame scan the environment in simplistic but essential ways, measuring distance, slope, and airflow. These aren't complex or weaponized systems. They exist purely to help the board stay upright and predictable. But the most important component isn't the hardware, it's the operator. A tactical hoverboard responds to posture, balance, intent. It amplifies human instinct, letting the rider slip through narrow gaps, vault over collapsed structures, and reposition faster than any ground unit. In essence, the board isn't built for speed alone. It's built for precision, agility, and the art of staying one step ahead of danger. The modern battlefield is no longer a predictable grid of streets, alleyways, and open fields. It has become a vertical maze, layers of broken rooftops, collapsed interiors, unstable bridges, and shattered towers leaning over narrow canyons of debris. In this environment, the tactical hoverboard unit doesn't simply move, it flows. A Skybreak operator can traverse terrain that would take a ground squad minutes or even hours to cross. What looks like an impassable ruin to traditional forces becomes a pathway of angles, edges, and air currents. The hoverboard glides over fractured concrete slabs, slips through blown-out windows, and threads through exposed support beams with an almost surgical precision. Their role is not to break enemy lines, but to read the battlefield before anyone else even understands its shape. While ground units struggle through rubble, a hoverboard operator can reach the high ground in seconds, sending real-time visual and environmental data back to command. When drones are blocked by tight interiors or unpredictable winds, Skybreak operators slip through those very gaps and continue the mission. They map hidden access points, identify structural hazards, mark movement patterns, and provide overwatch from shifting vantage points. The battlefield itself becomes their mobility network, but their presence is fleeting. A Skybreak operator rarely stays in one place long enough to become predictable. They move, observe, reposition, vanish, always ahead of the curve, always just out of reach of danger. They don't push forward. They appear where pressure builds, relieve uncertainty, then open new routes for allied units. In a world where information decides survival, the tactical hoverboard isn't just a vehicle. It is a new form of battlefield intelligence, fast, silent, and endlessly adaptable. The tactical hoverboard doesn't dominate the battlefield through force. Its true power lies in how it reshapes the flow of movement, giving operators the ability to operate where mobility should have been impossible. Every advantage it offers is rooted in speed, subtlety, and positional control. The first and most defining strength is vertical freedom. Ground units are restricted by terrain. Air units are restricted by airspace. The hoverboard sits in the thin space between them, a layer of mobility no system has ever fully controlled. This lets the operator scale uneven rooftops, bypass collapsed infrastructure, and shift elevations faster than any conventional platform. Its second strength is precision. The hoverboard doesn't just move quickly, it moves cleanly. Micro-thrust adjustments allow the rider to maintain balance while skimming along narrow beams or weaving through broken support structures. In environments where drones crash and vehicles stall, Skybreak operators move like the terrain was designed for them. Third is speed of repositioning. A hoverboard unit can abandon a compromised route, find a new vantage point, and regain situational awareness before enemy forces even react. This makes Skybreak invaluable for reconnaissance, overwatch, and rapid response maneuvers. Another overlooked advantage is low footprint. The board leaves no tracks, no dust trail, and minimal noise. In the chaos of urban ruins, its presence is often mistaken for shifting wind or falling debris. But perhaps the greatest strength is psychological, a force that appears, observes, and vanishes before the battlefield even understands what changed. Skybreak doesn't overpower the enemy. It outpositions them, turning terrain into an ally instead of an obstacle. For all its agility and tactical value, the tactical hoverboard is far from flawless. Its strengths shine brightest in controlled or semi-structured environments, but the same qualities that make it exceptional also expose it to vulnerabilities that operators must constantly navigate. The most immediate limitation is environmental instability. Strong crosswinds, heat distortion, airborne debris, and sudden pressure changes can disrupt the micro-thrust channels that keep the board balanced. In enclosed ruins, this is manageable. In wide open spaces, it becomes a serious challenge. Another weakness lies in load capacity. The board isn't designed to carry heavy gear, large supply packs, or additional passengers. Every extra kilogram affects balance, thrust efficiency, and overall endurance. Skybreak operators rely on lightweight kits and strict weight management, which limits mission duration and mission type. The hoverboard also demands constant operator engagement. Unlike a drone, it cannot hover autonomously or stabilize without human input. Every shift in terrain requires real-time adjustments from the rider. Fatigue becomes a natural enemy. A tired operator is a vulnerable one. Its acoustic profile, while subtle, is not invisible. At close range, the faint hum of micro-thrust can reveal the operator's presence, especially in quiet environments. This makes stealth imperfect, useful, but not guaranteed. Finally, there is the issue of exposure. Hoverboard operators, despite their mobility, remain physically unshielded. They rely on movement, positioning, and altitude, not armor. If forced into prolonged standstill or pinned by environmental hazards, their survivability drops significantly. The tactical hoverboard is a breakthrough in mobility, not invincibility. Its magic lies in the narrow window between danger and momentum, a space where hesitation can be as dangerous as the battlefield itself. The tactical hoverboard is more than a mobility platform. It represents a shift in how future forces might navigate a chaotic world. As battlefields grow taller, narrower, and more unpredictable, the value of a unit lies not only in its strength, but in its ability to adapt instantly to the terrain beneath and above it. In this imagined future, the Skybreak division embodies a new philosophy: survival through movement. Not brute force, not overwhelming presence, but the art of being exactly where the battlefield needs them to be, at the exact moment it matters. Hoverboards may evolve into semi-autonomous platforms capable of following operators or pairing with reconnaissance drones. Training might shift toward mastering vertical combat zones rather than traditional horizontal lines. Entire missions could be built around rapid infiltration, high ground dominance, or precision rescue in environments too unstable for vehicles or aircraft. But beyond all speculation, one idea remains constant. Mobility becomes intelligence. Position becomes power, and speed becomes a form of strategy. The Skybreak division does not conquer the battlefield. It interprets it, reading every broken structure, every shifting shadow, every path carved by destruction. And in doing so, it raises a question about the future of warfare itself. If the world keeps changing faster than we can react, will survival belong to those who stand their ground, or to those who never stop moving?